Good morning, everyone. It's Lori Staley, Addicted Stamper with Stampin' Up, and it is Thursday morning at 10, so it is time for coffee and cards. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. I'm trying to be able to see your comments. So far, haven't found the mystery, the magic connection here. I think I might have just got, yay, there I am. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Sharon. Good morning. Hi, Debbie. Good to see you. Goodness, yes. How's everybody doing? Okay, I'm knocking things over in my studio now. That's never good. Hey, Linda. I just addressed a package to you, ma'am. And Debbie. Okay, so let's get started here this morning. I've got 3 fun cards for you today with the sweet candy canes. I'm gonna run out of time in demonstrating everything that I got out of the mini catalog because we only have one more week of holiday and then I'm switching over to sneak peeks. So that'll be fun. Hi, Jerry. Good to see you. Good morning, Corinne. Your husband has COVID. I am so sorry. That's horrible. That is horrible. Yeah, I'm thinking I might have to make my husband test too because he's a mess right now. But I hope he gets better soon. Okay, so let's talk about a couple things. If you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, or if you're not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, we have the Good Things Come in Small Packages. That is going to be December's kit. And the box is fun. It's like a party box, right? And then inside we have a little sneak peek. So it says create fun gift card holders for special occasions all year long and celebrate it all. These are little boxes, I think is what this is going to be, into a card kit with Good Things cards and envelopes add-ons. Thank you for sharing. Hi, Cheryl. Thank you. Good morning, Thelma. So it's going to include all the supplies you need to create 16 standard gift card holders for each of 4 designs, an all occasion gift giving sentiment stamp set, a garden green stamp and spot. And yeah, so like you'll get the twine, you'll get the tags, you'll get the little boxes, all of that fun stuff. And then there's evidently an add-on that Paper Pumpkin subscribers will be able to get that you can actually turn it into a little box of small cards. So that's going to be fun. Oh, look, there's the add-on. Isn't that cute? So fun. I love my Paper Pumpkins. And I really want to start doing it as a monthly YouTube video for y'all with some that are what they tell you to do and then some of my own designs. And I plan to do it with November's kit, but it came in and my husband put it somewhere and he can't remember where and I haven't been able to find it. So I don't know what he did with it. So I'll just start again in December then. How's that sound? Hi, Carol. Thank you, Ashley. Hi, Donna. Hey, Carol Kaufman. How are you? Carol Kaufman, I have a pickup ready for you too. So let me know when you can stop over and grab your, I think it's your Just Cards are here and ready for you. All right. So yeah, so that's happening. There's a new kit released. I didn't have a chance to print the flyer off, so I'll have that to share with you on Sunday night for Sunday Simple Stamping. Of course, the Last Chance sale, the clearance rack still has lots of good things on it. So make sure you're checking all of that out and getting your orders in. Things are selling out, unfortunately, but that happens at this time of the year, right? So make sure you're getting that. Don't miss out on some of your favorites. If you already have, maybe make sure you get the other ones. And then, of course, the mini catalogs are coming in January, both the Celebration, which will be January and February only this year, and then the mini catalog, which will run January through April this year. So if you've ordered from me within the last 6 months, catalogs are being mailed to you. I imagine they'll start showing up in some boxes probably the week of the 18th, maybe not even until after Christmas, but they should be there probably sometime during the week of the 18th, if not sooner. And if you're local to me, we can arrange a porch pickup. My club members, of course, will be getting this one this month because this one hasn't shipped yet. But you can always go online when it releases in January and check out the products in there. But yeah, they got a lot of orders on December 1st. All right, and then I have the cards that we made Sunday night on our live together, the Christmas card and the birthday card, and the winner of these is Ashley. So Ashley, I will have these for you at Club on Monday night. Okay. All right. Very good. Congratulations. And thank you for watching and commenting and liking and sharing and all of that, because all of those things get you entries into the drawing for the cards that I made. And yes, entries, just to clarify, you get an entry for commenting, you get an entry for sharing, and you get an entry for liking or loving the video. So make sure you're doing all three to get your extra entries. All right, so the first card I have for you is a card that we did in club. I think it was this past month. I'm not sure. It's all running together at this point. With the Sweet Candy Canes. And this was one of my favorite sets. I did a lot with this set. I loved the greetings in it. Most wonderful time of the year. Wishing you lots of love. Christmas cheer. And then the dies. These are messy because they've been in and out of here so often. So we have candy canes that are facing both directions, which I love. And then we have the cute little tag. You can actually, when you cut that, we used it to do the dancing gnome. But when you cut it, you can actually slide a candy cane down through and have this like on top of the candy cane that you stamp a greeting on. This is a half of one. And then you have the holly leaves. But this piece too, right, is just amazing. I love that big die cut in here. So now I didn't check this morning. I did check last night and this was still available. So hopefully it's still available. It's hard. This time of the year is really hard because I don't design the morning of, obviously, right? And hey, Betty, thank you. Thank you, Sharon. But you know, if I designed last week, by this week, stuff might be sold out. So that's kind of yucky. But anyway, we're going to do this one quick. I want to show you how we did this great little frame, if you will. And we did that using the fabulous frame dies. Now, these are in the annual catalog, so these are available. And we're going to use the big die. Look at all the other ones. So the little photo corners, if you're a scrapbooker, they're so cute. They also make a great accent on cards. The oval, the small tag. This is another frame. This cuts out the outside and it also cuts out the inside. So you kind of get two pieces with one die cut. Always fun. Good morning, Christine. Okay. So I do have a piece of that Sweetest Christmas Designer Series paper. I did all the stamping in advance because you've all seen me stamp, right? And again, I know how busy this time of the year is, so I want to try to be respectful of your time. While I appreciate that you're here, I don't want you to get like, oh my God, I gotta go, I got stuff to do. All right, so I'm gonna put the fabulous frame on here. I'm centering it top to bottom and side to side, and I'm gonna run that through the die cutting machine. Always put that on your die cutting machine at a slight angle, right? So it went through that corner went through first, because over time, if you continually put it through straight on, this is going to start to warp and it's going to look like the bottom of a boat. And we don't want that for your dies. Yes, Betty, I got your card too, and it's gorgeous. Thank you. And if I already put it up, or I show it on camera because it was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so I actually got 3 because look, I could even use this skinny little one for something. I won't throw that away because as a crafter, we never throw anything away, right? And of course, I'm not going to throw this piece away. All right. So I'm going to bring out those wonderful adhesive strips. What die set is that? The die that I cut the frame with, that is the Fabulous Frames dies, right? And just pull this back out. So it's in the Fabulous Frames. You get all of these dies. The photo corners, this one that cuts the inside out, the ovals. It's a good set. It's a staple. There's certain stamp or certain die sets that I call staples because they're very generic in how versatile their product, their pieces, not their product, their pieces are. Okay, so I'm using the foam adhesive strips, which reminds me, thank you to those of you that took advantage of my customer appreciation sale over the Black Friday weekend. And those packages are going out maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Depends if I get to town today. And also those that took advantage of the pop-up class for the gift card holders, those are going out today or tomorrow as well. I'm going to try to get to town, but my day's kind of broken up. I have a couple different meetings today, and I don't know why that wants to roll, but okay, it can sit right on that edge. That's fine. And we're just lining this. What? Oh, the sweet candy canes. Yes, the fabulous frames, I think, are in the annual catalog. Because we want it to stand up the whole way around. All right, and then I can put this piece back on and use that for another project. So I'm just going to peel off two sides. This is something new I'm trying, because trying to get all four of these sides peeled and then all lined up can be a bit of a challenge. So we're going to peel off two sides and get that mounted. And then I'm going to peel off the other two sides. And it just makes it a little bit easier than when all four sides have their adhesive exposed. Okay. That worked out pretty well. We'll take that. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and stamp the candy cane wishes and mistletoe kisses greeting. Isn't that cute? And that is a perfect one to put on that label and then slide a candy cane down through it. Cute, cute, cute. As I said, I did go ahead and stamp and die cut the candy cane. So we're going to put those in here. Now one going this direction. And the other one going the other direction, and we'll cross them at the bottom. So, like, is there anybody that is completely ready for Christmas? And then we're going to add the holly leaves. I stamped these in the garden green as well. Anybody completely ready? I won't hate on you too much if you are. I will let you know that I am closing my studio between Christmas and New Year's. So I won't be live or having any classes that week. Unless, of course, I find myself just bored to tears and missing you all so much that I just can't stand to stay away. Not even close. Thank you, Fran. Yeah, I don't even know if I'll do cookies this year. It's a different year, that's for sure. And I don't have a gift wrapped. Well, that's not true. I was supposed to be going. I played bunco with a group of women that are fabulous, and we do a Christmas game, and we take presents and everybody goes home with something. So I have those wrapped, and then unfortunately we had to move our date. So I'm well ahead of the game for that. Little Bell, which I know is gone. I'm so sorry. They sold out almost immediately when they did the last chance sale. They are very cute. So if you have them, here's an idea for using them. Sorry, my voice is still not 100%, but I am, again, and I was having a conversation last night, it's allergies. And I never had allergies as a child. I never had allergies as a young adult, but boy, this year it's kicking my butt. This is the Sweet Sorbet Baker's Twine out of the 2022-2024 in color Baker's Twine package. And I just made a little bow to put at the top of the bell. Okay. So this is actually a pretty quick card. Now, granted, I had already done the stamping, but it doesn't take you long. There's 2 of the holly dies, so you can cut 2 at a time. Oops, let's pull our inside out. Let's not put it on upside down. How many of you have done that? Yeah, every year I think, oh my goodness, I started Christmas in July. Certainly I'm going to have enough Christmas cards to get in the mail and mail out. No, I have to make more cards. I don't know how that's possible, but I do. And then we're going to go ahead and in real red, we're going to put our inside greeting in. May the good times of today become the cherished memories of tomorrow. Keep laying my seal down somewhere. You finished for Christmas yesterday, Carol? I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I'm not even finished decorating my house. I mean, we got a good start. We used a lot of my mom's stuff this year because we brought so much of it home with us. But yeah, I still have some to do. So how cute is this card? I love it. And I love that frame. And look at the depth and dimension you get just by popping it up on those adhesive strips, right? So the adhesive strips, the fabulous frame die are all in the annual catalog. The Sweet Sorbet 2022-2024 Baker's Twine, in color Baker's Twine, that's in the annual catalog. It's the stamp set and dies that are leaving us. Okay, so that's number 1. Oh, Corinne, God love you. All right, let's move on to number 2. And again, I'm using those candy canes. And I'm using tailored tags. So the tailored tag set is also in the annual catalog. And you get 2 sets of tags in matting layers, right? So each tag has 4 sizes, if you will. One has your kind of slanted or angled corners, and the other one has more of a fancy top. They all have a tag opening that automatically cuts into it for you. So you can thread your twine or ribbon or whatever you want to use through. And it also has reinforcers. Now, do not ask me why this one only has 3 instead of 4. I do not know, but you just have to cut a double set of those, I guess, and hang on to them. Good for you, Betty. Good for you. But anyway, I really like these. We're actually playing with these in club this month too. So for those of you that are in club, there's a little heads up. All right. Sweet Sorbet again. And basically because the designer series paper lends itself to that. And then I have a piece of the Sweetest Christmas. And this is the red and white glimmer paper. The last I looked, it was in stock. It had been out of stock. but it was back in. I don't know if it still is, because I did get mine. And we're just going to put, this is great to save you money, especially on your specialty papers, right? I just want a thin border. So I just cut, I think that's a 1/2 inch strip. And then I'm not wasting all of that glimmer paper behind the designer paper. And I always do it so that I can see the edge, because I'm trying to make them as even as possible, right? I've seen people try to line it up this way and then they flip it over and they're like, well, that's not even. Yeah, so do it face up and you'll have more success. Maybe. There we go. That looks pretty good to me. We're going to mount that on our card front. So much fun yesterday. I had 7 ladies here for just cards in the afternoon, and we had such a good time. It was a ton of fun. Okay. So we're going to put that right in the center, where as close as my eyeball will go. This time I am going to stamp the candy canes for you, and I'm going to use the Stamparatus to show you another time-saving trick, right? We can line these stamps up on the plate for the Stamparatus, and we can grab, make sure I get the right piece of basic white here. We can grab our piece of basic white. Just going to put some magnets. Well, good. Put some magnets on there. I want to make sure I keep the magnets away from the stamping area, right? Because then I won't get a clean impression, because the stamp won't be able to reach the paper. The magnet will block it. So we're going to grab our stamp case and lay that in under our stamp. Ink that up. And the reason I did that, right, is so I have a nice flat surface for me to ink with. And you know, I just realized, oh, there it is. I'm like, I haven't seen my handy dandy eraser here to save my hand. This is a great way to put your pressure evenly on your stamps without having to use your hands and your fingers, especially if you have arthritis in your fingers. And that looks okay to me, but you know what? I want it to be just a little bit darker, so I'm going to redo it. And that's one of the beauties of the Stamparatus. That paper stays in place and allows me to come back in. So if I'd missed a spot, I could easily put it back in. If you're stamping your greetings, like I have a lady that was at Just Cards last month, and she had used the Stamparatus for something, and she says, I want one of these. And she uses it to do all her greetings, any stamping that she does, because she knows if she gets a boo-boo, not enough ink, not dark enough, whatever, she can fix it just like that. And it's perfectly aligned, right? So I stamped it twice. Make sure your magnets don't decide to have a party together there. And now I can just run this through with one die cut. Put both dies on there. And you've saved yourself a little bit of time, which is what this season is all about, right? Finding more time. Hey, Karen, good morning. So again, we have 2 dies. They go different directions, which is perfect for my card. I'm going to set this aside. I'll clean that later. Always make sure you do clean your stamps, even if you set them aside to do later, because the next time you pull that stamp set out, you may not remember that you didn't clean it, and you might go to ink it up. And if you've got a dark color on the stamp and you put it into a light color, first of all, you're going to transfer that dark ink to your light stamp pad, and you're not going to like the result when you stamp it. So always make sure. Plus, it's just good for the longevity and life of the stamp. So there's our strong tape this morning. There is our candy canes, or there are our candy canes. Traditional colors for the candy canes this morning. And I did cut the bow and the holly again. Again, I used the designer paper as my color indicator, so garden green. And then I grabbed the cottage wreath bundle and the dies because I wanted a really pretty bow. Look at all the dies that are in this. This is crazy. And this one is carrying over. So if you haven't gotten it, you want to play with it, make spring wreaths, whatever, you can grab it now, but it will be in the next catalog. I guess the next annual catalog, maybe. I'm not really sure which catalog it'll be in now that I say that out loud. But this is a really pretty bow. So that's the bow that I die cut to put on our candy canes. And it's got some nice detail cut into it as well. So we're going to do these a little bit different this time. We're actually going to crisscross them going the opposite directions, kind of like that. But then I'm going to do the same thing with the holly. I know I'm very boring. I'm doing the same thing. I think you could stamp, if you wanted to avoid all die cutting, you could stamp the candy canes on a piece of basic white, however you wanted them. And you could put the holly in the four corners of your layer of basic white. So you don't even have to put them onto your, I'm going to grab a pad here, silicone pad. Just add a little adhesive there. I should have the silicone pad the whole time. Sorry, guys. All right. And then we're going to put this on our tag. Now, this would make a beautiful tag for your package, right? Hi, Jan. You would definitely not have to make a card. This could be a package tie on. Fix that a little bit. I think, I know I'm crazy, but I swear to you, they are making the adhesive stronger because it gets really sticky. So there's our focal image. And here's my problem. I used my sweet sorbet twine yesterday for my class and I didn't have any more. But I would have put on the sweet sorbet little ribbon there, or a little baker's twine as our accent at the top. We're not going to do that today. We're just going to mount our tag right there. And maybe we're going to do that with dimensionals. Oh, the gremlins have been back because I purposefully put dimensionals in each kit last night, so I wouldn't have to dig for them. And they're not in that particular kit. So now I stole from the other kit. We're going to pop that up. And I'm going to pop that closer to the top, I think, which leaves me room. We're going to design on the fly here a little bit. How about that? My goodness, I am so sorry. I don't know why. I'm having this issue with my voice this morning. Let's see, I've got some white scraps handy. And I should have a paper cutter here. Notice the operative word was should. So this is how I do my labels, right? I put my stamp on, I'm like, okay, that's about a 1.5. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. So I'm going to make it, let's go this way first. This is less than 1. This is like 1 7/8. So we're going to go with 1 1/8, which gives me a 1/4 inch. Yep, like that. And then we're going to do, and I literally make this up on the fly, guys, when I'm designing. We're going to stamp that on there, and then we're going to trim those ends to give it a little bit of interest. Would you stop that, Thelma? Thelma and I share the darn elf. He visits her, then he comes to me for a while, then he goes back and visits her. And I'm actually going to trim this down because that's way wider than I need. So there's my Christmas cheer. Now my mama had the ability to just straight cut that with her scissors. Me, not so much. I couldn't straight cut when I had full-on eyesight in both eyes. And when I don't, forget about it. So this is how I design. I just kind of start out with what I think, and then I bring it down to what it needs to be. That's going to fit right in under there, and we're going to, he's been bad. Yes, I hear that. We're just going to give it a little interest by snipping off those corners. I just went end to end at an angle. And then I can pop that right down there. I don't need a green layer because we're putting it onto the green designer series paper. I probably will pop it up though. But since we didn't have a tag or a ribbon at the top or a baker's twine, this finishes off our card. Except it's going to annoy me because there's no way to center it. So I'm going to do it just like the tag and center it at an angle underneath the tag. So there we go. How cute is that? It needs some red rhinestones, which I don't have here, but I would add red rhinestones on either side of the chair and probably one in the center of the bow. So there we go. Cute. Quick, cute. Got a greeting for the inside. We'll get that on there. And that is going to say, wishing you lots of love, joy, and happiness this Christmas season. And I'm going to stamp that in the garden green since it's going into the sweet sorbet card. Oh, thanks, Carol. Sometimes you got to design on the fly, right? My seal literally keeps disappearing in front of me, and I know that never happens to any of you. Okay, so there is project number 2. The other thing that would be pretty in the center of that is if you have any of those gold adhesive back swirls, right? Those are sold out. That's part of the fitted florets. But that would be cute as well. All right, project number 3. Coming up. Did a little bit of different color scheme this time. And check out my candy canes. I'm hoping it shows up on camera. Can you see how shiny they are? So I cut this straight out of designer series paper, but I didn't use the candy cane images. I just cut it out of the backs to get just the plain designer series paper on there. And I'm going to show you my trick. I'm also using the whimsical woodland backgrounds or background embossing folder on this one. This is on sale. I think it's like $4, guys. Or the Jingle Bell. Yep, Jingle Bell. Uh-oh. Okay. We've got some Pool Party. I can't not use the holly though, as you can see. I love those hollies. So Pool Party is our base. Layer of garden green. We're going to emboss one of the 2 pieces of basic white. So again, very important when you're working with a embossing folder that has an orientation, you know which way you want to put your paper in here. If my card was going this orientation, I would lay it lengthwise or horizontal. This way, I'm going to put it in the portrait or vertical orientation and just run that through. This is such a fun one. I do think there was so much in our mini catalog this year that some of these things just didn't get seen. I know there'd be things pop up in demonstrator groups that they used, and I'm like, well, where the heck did they find that? And then I'd go back and it was like in one of the pictures instead of just a listing in the catalog. But it is a fun background. It's really cute. So we're going to go ahead and do that as our background. And I might as well mount that. Yes. Oh, good, Carol. I wish mine was. I got one, but I didn't get the other one. All right, that's going to be our inside piece. So I cut this out of the designer series paper, as I said. I used the back. Then I have these. Okay, and I could do the same thing. I could use the back pattern, or I can use the pattern with the Pool Party. So I think I'm going to use the pattern with the Pool Party. But let me show you how I made it glistening. So it looks like real candy canes because, you know, they're a little glistening. They have that little sheen to them. And again, I don't know if the camera's actually picking that up or not. Maybe when the light hits it a certain way. But let me show you how I did that. So got my candy canes already die cut. I'm going to take my Versamark. I'm going to smash it down all over the candy canes. And you want to get good coverage. You can always go back and do it again if you need to. And guess what? For this particular technique, you don't need to worry about the embossing buddy. You do not need to worry about the embossing buddy for this one. You want clear embossing powder. And you're just going to dump it all over. And I'm going to do these one at a time. So we're going to use the heat tool. And I'm going to move this aside so I don't blow it away. I'm going to try not to burn my fingers because I can't really hold this with a clothespin because it's got powder over the entire image. The one really cool thing, not only are we going to get the glisten on the candy canes, or the sheen or the shine, whatever you want to call it, but it's going to really deepen those colors that are in the designer series paper. And you could absolutely stamp your candy canes and do this as well. But again, time sensitive, in a hurry. You see how those colors just sharpened right up? Yeah. No, I should have done the other one before I came on. Yes, I do remember when we had scented embossing powder. That's been a minute or two, huh? I think I did the Versamark on this. All right, let's get this one done. I'm back here. But this has some great colors. This particular pattern of DSP has some great colors. If you don't want to stay traditional, you can pull in the full party. You can pull in the petal pink. And they do curl a little bit, but they will, as they cool, they will settle down. So I think they look good. I don't know that I need to do another layer, but you absolutely could. I think they're good. Let's put this one away. Clear embossing powder is a great tool to have in your stash, right? Because not only can you do things like this, just emboss right over your designer series paper to change the sheen of it, but you can emboss in any color because you can do it one of two ways. And now that we have the Stamparatus, I actually prefer the second way. You can ink up your stamp it with your Stamparatus, clean your stamp, ink it up with Versamark, and stamp it. And then pour your clear embossing powder over it and heat set it, and you can have any color embossed image that you would like. Hi, Jen. So if you don't have clear embossing powder, but you have an embossing tool and you do like to emboss, keep that in mind. All right, so back to our card. So I have the decorative circle punch. This is one of my favorites. And we're just going to punch a circle out. That's going to be the base for our candy canes. Oops, come back here. We are going to mount these with dimensionals. I really liked all the patterns in, and that doesn't always happen in the Sweetest Christmas Designer Series paper. I did like all of that. Let me find scissors. If I went and really dug, I bet you I still have some of that scented embossing powder. It would be fun to see if it still held its scent after all these years. Now I know that looks like I did both, so I'm going to do both. But normally I would put the one underneath flat. All right, let's go ahead and mount our focal image. That right about, well, it didn't want to stick. Put that right about there. We're going to put our candy canes on. I know, usually you're like, well, I really like that pattern and I really like that pattern, but the rest of it just sits in your space and you're like, I don't know what I'm ever going to do with that. But not with this one. All right, so we're going to mount one going this direction. And one going this direction. And yep, I've got the greenery. This time I'm just going to do 2 of them and drop it from the spot where they cross over. Okay, then let's do a little bit more embossing. This time we are going to use the embossing buddy. Do y'all have an embossing tool? We're going to do the Merry and Bright. Look, I have lots of candy canes cut out. Something tells me this one's going to live on in my studio for a while. Cheryl does. I know Cheryl does. Here's my block. So I took the embossing buddy over, and I was thrilled that the embossing toolkit is staying with us. That made me very happy. I'm gonna do it on the other side because I dropped it just a little bit too low. This is one that you probably want to cut your strip a little bigger than you need, and then you can always trim it down because the H and the G, right? They go a little bit wider than you think they will. Now we're going with it. Corinne does it, Betty, she does. Yeah, it's one of those things you got to like the adhesive sheets, right? And this was Karen. You got to put it somewhere where you see it. Hey, somebody took my clothespin. I don't have it. All right, we're going to put our white embossing powder over this one. So when you're playing with your embossing powders, if you're using your clear and your white, just make sure you know which one you're pouring because they both look white. I like that greeting. And we're going to pop that up as well. Okay. Put that across the bottom. Then I have what I put on the inside of this. Have yourself a merry little Christmas, which I did not put in my kit, so I will have to stamp my greeting later. But I do have the Fine Sparkle adhesive back gems. These are also, were on sale, were available. Again, they may have sold out. I think they were pretty popular because even though they were part of the Gnome collection or suite, they are colors that we're going to continue to use all year round, right? There's Pale Papaya and the Pool Party and Balmy Blue and Sweet Sorbet. And they have, I think the reason they were put in the Christmas catalog is they do have a little bit of a frosted look, but I think that they're perfect to use all year round. So I put a couple on the Merry and Bright. And then I did, nope, I stayed in Pool Party. I stayed in the Pool Party land. There we go. 2 of the large ones and 1 small one. Now I need your opinion. So we have this amazing Pool Party, I think it's shimmer. I don't know if that's what they call it, but it's really pretty. And I couldn't decide when I made the original card if I liked the iridescent trim, right? That's in the mini, that's retiring. So that's on the last chance list. Or if I liked that Pool Party, since we used Pool Party cardstock. So which one do you think? Which is your favorite? Pool Party. Anybody else want to give a vote? Pool Party, Thelma says. Pool Party. All right. I think we have a overwhelming winner. Everybody likes the Pool Party. Okay, then we're going to put Pool Party on it for today. So we need a glue dot. And I'll keep that bow for something else. Oh, this must be an old pack of glue dots. Now that I finally trained myself to look on the strip that's coming off, that one's on the strip that's staying on. So there we go. There is our card. And then this is what we'll be putting on the inside when I grab that stamp. I think that's out of Framed and Festive. So our 3 candy cane cards. Look like this. What do you think? I love this suite, and I'm sorry that it's not carrying any of the pieces and parts over, but you can still get it, like I said, at least as of last night when I double checked. So hopefully you enjoyed that, guys. Thanks so much for watching this morning and spending a little bit of time with me. I really appreciate it. And remember to like, love, comment, and share the video. And you get an entry for doing all 3 of those things into the drawing to win the cards. We'll give those away on Sunday night. And you have until Sunday night. So if you're watching the replay, you know, that's okay. You can still do all of those things and be into the drawing for the cards. I will be back on Sunday night at 8 for simple stamping, and then Tuesday over on my YouTube channel. Until then, have a great weekend. Be safe and don't stress. See you soon. Bye.